Hi, welcome to Leap Taken. This is Mika, and here at Leap Taken, I talk about all things witchy, craft related, law of attraction, manifesting, esoteric, and everything else in between. And you can tell probably from my background, I am sitting outside on my porch, and it's a bit loud. I don't live on a main street, but the subdivision I live in is off of a somewhat main street. So hopefully it's not too loud and you can hear me. I'm gonna try to edit some of this a little bit. As long as we don't get any big trucks or motorcycles, I should be fine. But anyway, moving on. So I wanted to do this video because it's actually not what I even have planned for this week, but I think it's necessary. There is something a lot of people have heard of called imposter syndrome. I know that's something I've suffered from as far as in my writing life, dealing with writing and all that sort of stuff. I've even have a video of a spell I did to help me improve and build confidence and basically the story unfold. And by the way, that spell worked. It is doing that. I didn't set a time frame, but it is working. So the other part of this is okay. So I have imposter syndrome. Basically, words. I feel like a motorcycle's coming. It sounds like it. I don't know if it's coming too. Oh, it went away. But the point is, it's imposter syndrome. Basically, is like where I feel like I have no business doing what I'm doing. It's not for me. It's for everybody else. I don't have enough of the information to write the story. This is where it shows up for me. I don't have enough information to write a story. I don't have enough information to complete the task, basically. When in hindsight, that's not true. No, there's no one person who knows it all, has everything together, and everything's just perfect. That's just not how humans exist. Contrary to what you see on social media, I swear to you, no one's perfect. Everything is not always perfect. It can feel close to perfect at times, but life is, evolving and it doesn't stay one way all the time for anybody. So, anyway, uh, now let's transfer this into being a witch, practicing witchcraft. And I'm going to tell you something as the big trucks go by and pause. Anyway, I'm going to tell you something about imposter syndrome and being a witch and doing all that sort of stuff. It can feel even more isolating, I think, because if you're practicing as a solitaire and you're not in any sort of coven, even a virtual one, or you're in groups or you're watching channels like this, but you're not really commenting or saying anything, it resonates, but you don't interact. I'm very similar to that way, so I totally can understand that. But what you want to remember is that you have every right to practice. You have every right to do this thing. Just like I have every right to get on YouTube and create a channel and share the information. I know it may not be beneficial to everyone, but I know there's quite a few people who find my channel and the videos that I produce to be very comforting and very helpful, inspiring. I would even say just from the comments. So, um, if you are someone dealing with imposter syndrome, meaning you're doing this, it just never feels right. It's nothing wrong with your magic. It's not the way that you're practicing. You're not on the wrong path. Sometimes there's this other emotional issue. That was a big truck. Sometimes there's emotional issues. There's other problems at play here in your psyche. And that's something you're just going to have to learn to just really dive into, trusting your intuition, honoring it, instead of running from it, because I think on most of us, we know that because we could apply, like, we have the same type of emotion to anything new that we're trying, where we give up, we walk away from it because we're just afraid, right? um, Especially once it gets hard. So in witchcraft speak, once it gets hard is if it can work two ways. You're trying to accomplish something and you can't accomplish it, no matter how many spells you do, it doesn't seem to be working. Or you don't know how and you're afraid to try because what if it doesn't work? Then that means you're a fraud, and that's just proof. So all these sort of things kind of play into a lot of witches' mind. And it's not just newbie witches either. Imposter syndrome can show up even after you beat it. It can still kind of come back to you and still bother you. So you got to be careful with your affirmations, speaking your mantras, and taking time for ritual, witchy self-care, because you really are going to need it if you deal with that, because it will come back up again, unfortunately. The other thing that I wanted to talk about on this video is I have been adding to my book of words, my book of spell words, that is. Hopefully you guys can see that. So I have been adding the words to it, adding more pages, not words, pages to it, just information, just showing that so that it's been helpful to me. Now, I have appreciated like this is like a chord spell, the words to a chord spell. Now, obviously, I would write this in my grimoire or book of shadows as well. This is just a place like a library, so to speak, of spell words, kind of phrasings and things like that to put together that makes sense to me, so that I could use in later work. Um, what I will do is once I use it and it's a complete spell, I would then write that in my grimoire, in my book of shadows at that point. But for now, this is, like I said, just a library. So I've added some pages. So I'm really excited about it. So if you saw my other video where I started this book, please check that out if you haven't already. And if you started yours or you were looking for a reason, get into it. It's a simple notebook. It's just, line pages. But this is like my contribution to bullet journaling a little bit, I guess. That's really not my thing, bullet journaling, because I just feel like this is as close as I'm getting to bullet journaling. This page, hopefully you can see it. That's as close as I'm getting. It's starting from scratch, and it kind of gives me low key anxiety to start from just plain blank paper. I would need to like copy or like get inspired by somebody else's, and then I could grow from there. But I need like something to start with. So that's that. So the other thing that I just wanted to talk about is starting next week, I'm going to have a 3-part series called Cottage Witchery series. So it's a 3-part series. So that'll be Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I'm still going to go live on next Friday for a witchy review. However, this is going to be an extra video. So I'm going to go ahead and start that series next week. And what you can expect from that is the way I apply cottage witchery. Or how I practice cottage witchcraft. One of the things that I know kind of throws me is I love getting books talking about green witchcraft, um, hedge witch, cottage witch when you can find them. And I like them. There's a lot of ideas, but I'm all about the practicality. So watch my series if you're also like that and you're looking for a way to sort of apply all these things that makes sense and resonates with you. Sometimes even things can be a little too woo-woo for me, if I'm being perfectly honest. So it's important that it has to be authentic. It has to be something that resonates with me, whatever I'm practicing. So I don't just do things for without reason. It just doesn't work that way with me. But anyway, I digress. So the point is, this series is going to be absolutely wonderful, a great learning experience. I can't wait to share. And then I will correlate that into an actual workshop. So basically, the 3-part series is kind of, it's meaty enough to kind of whet your appetite, like an appetizer, but the real main course will be the workshop, which I'll have details next week about that as well. All the links and everything that you need to enter into the course or workshop, I'm calling it, will be in the description of the Cottage Witchery 3-part series next week. So that's not something that you need to worry about right now, today. No worries. Just know that it's something I'm building and I'm quite excited about it. It's a year late, but that's okay. Some, good things take time. So thanks again for watching. I am Mika. This is Leap Taken. Please like, subscribe, share. If you have already subscribed, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And thanks for making it through this video, because I know it was kind of loud in the background. But it was such a nice day, and I really wanted to sit outside. And I'm so happy about my porch. I like all the little things we've done to the porch, and I kind of wanted to show it off a little bit. All right, so thanks again for watching. Bye-bye.